Welcome to the Voice of Retail podcast. My name is Michael LeBlanc, and I am your host. This podcast is produced in conjunction with Retail Council of Canada. In a first in almost 500 episodes of the Voice of Retail podcast, this show is entirely generated by Google's Notebook LM AI, using only the updated tour PDF guide of my annual Retail Council of Canada NYC NRF Big Show Retail Tour from January. Despite minor geographical mix-ups and a bit of weirdness at the very end, the AI creates a remarkable, coherent retail analysis, creating two virtual guests who have an engaging conversation about the tour and showcase the technology's impressive potential. Special thanks to Showcase's Samir Kolkani for helping make this episode happen. Samir, an RCC board member and repeat guest on the show, is one of the most forward-thinking and nimble users of AI in the retail industry. Thank you for introducing me to this AI tool.
All right, let's dive into this Retail Council of Canada's 2025 NYC tour.
Yeah.
You handed us their guide, and
it's exciting stuff.
it looks fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like we're getting a glimpse into the future of retail here.
Like cutting-edge tech and experiential shopping all rolled into one.
Right.
We're talking Amazon Fresh, a totally reimagined Home Depot in Manhattan,
Right.
and so much more.
Absolutely.
But before we hit the ground, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the biggest challenge facing retailers today?
Well, I think particularly here in New York, you've got, everyone's busy.
Right.
Everyone wants the best.
Yeah.
But they also want value. So how do retailers strike that balance?
Yeah. It's a tough one for sure, especially in a city like New York where trends change like that.
Right.
You know, you blink and it's a whole new ball game.
And that's what makes this tour so interesting, because we're going to see how different brands are tackling these challenges head on.
Exactly. So let's start with the grocery scene.
Okay.
First up, Amazon Fresh. Remember when they bought Whole Foods?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking they were going to like dominate the grocery world?
I do. And this guide actually talks about how their New Jersey store felt strangely quiet, even though it had tons of online orders being prepared. And right next door, there's this bustling Aldi.
It's almost like they misjudged what people really want.
Yeah.
You think all the high tech would be a hit,
Right.
but maybe people just want a good deal and a quick in and out trip.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good reminder that tech can't solve everything.
For sure.
Aldi's success, I mean, it's proof that simplicity and value for money,
Right.
those are still huge, especially with inflation, you know.
On everyone's mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Top of mind these days.
But is Amazon's approach failing?
I don't think so.
I mean, they're still getting all those online orders, so
Right.
they're doing something right.
It's definitely more nuanced than like a straight win or loss. I think online ordering is changing the game for sure.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do you design a store that caters to both online and in-person shoppers?
Yeah.
That's what Amazon's trying to figure out.
And speaking of Amazon owned,
Yeah.
what about Whole Foods? The guide mentions they're experimenting with a smaller format called Whole Foods Daily Shop.
Oh, yeah. Think of it like a high-end convenience store,
Oh, okay.
but with a big emphasis on local sourcing, prepared meals. And they're integrating Amazon Prime benefits, too.
So this is a seamless experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're going after that busy urban shopper
Yeah.
who wants quality food,
Yeah,
but doesn't have a lot of time.
exactly. It's a different strategy from Amazon Fresh, but it shows that they're really trying to cover all their bases in the grocery world.
Makes you wonder, you know, if you were designing a grocery store from scratch today, what would you prioritize?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think for me, it would be all about creating a welcoming space.
Okay.
Somewhere you could pop in for a quick coffee and pastry,
Yeah.
maybe grab prepped ingredients for dinner, or even attend a cooking class.
Oh, nice.
It's about community as much as it is about convenience.
Okay. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But before we grab a bite, let's switch gears to a brand you might not expect to find thriving in Manhattan. Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their urban store on 61st Street is massive.
Really?
High ceilings, industrial elevators.
Wow.
It's like a home improvement wonderland,
Okay.
but tailored for city living.
So instead of like sprawling aisles of lumber, it's more about sleek appliances and space-saving solutions, maybe even a rooftop garden section.
Exactly. I mean, they've really adapted their offerings to cater to condo dwellers,
Right.
you know, apartment renovations.
Makes sense.
And the guide mentions they've got a top-notch staff ready to help
Yeah.
with those tricky urban projects.
That personal touch is crucial, especially in a city where DIY can feel daunting.
I know.
I'm picturing their experts like guiding you through everything.
Right. Yeah.
From choosing the perfect faucet to navigating NYC building codes.
And don't forget the online order pickup.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about convenience.
Right.
But with that expert advice.
So they're creating a unique experience that caters to that urban customer.
Absolutely.
It's a smart play by Home Depot. They're not just selling products, they're selling solutions for city living.
Yeah.
And speaking of adapting to a changing market, our next stop takes us to a brand that's been through a major transformation. Adidas. Yeah. Remember their futuristic flagship from a few years back?
They do.
It was all about technology, but it felt a bit sterile.
It did a little bit, yeah.
But this guide says it's back with a vengeance.
Oh, interesting.
What changed?
Well, it sounds like they've embraced like a new energy. They're focusing on local collaboration, community events, and vibrant merchandising.
So less high-tech showcase, more creative hub.
Exactly.
So they went from showcasing technology to showcasing like the heart of their brand and its connection to the city. That's like they're inviting people to be part of the Adidas story.
Right. And I think it's a good example of how brands can learn and evolve.
Right.
And they recognize that a sterile environment doesn't really resonate with today's consumer.
Especially not in New York.
No.
All right. So we've seen brands trying to crack the code of the urban grocery shopper, adapting to city living and reinventing their image.
Right.
What's next on this retail roller coaster?
Well, hold on tight, because we are headed to SoHo.
Ooh.
A neighborhood packed with flagship stores.
Okay.
Each vying for attention with their unique approach to retail.
From shapewear empires to sneaker havens.
Yes.
SoHo is where brands pull out all the stops.
Absolutely.
Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
SoHo, here we come. This neighborhood is like a playground for innovative retail.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm ready to see what's shaking things up.
Well, get ready for sensory overload because we're starting with Skims.
Oh, Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand.
The one and only.
They finally landed a flagship here.
They did. And it's all about that signature minimalist luxe aesthetic.
From what I've seen online, it's like stepping into one of Kim's Instagram posts.
Right.
Clean lines, neutral tones, effortlessly chic.
It's interesting how brands are really like extending their online persona into these physical spaces.
Right.
It's not just about the product anymore.
Yeah.
It's about creating a whole universe that people want to be a part of.
Speaking of universes, our next stop is Foot Locker's reimagined lace-up concept.
Okay.
I mean, this is a bold move for a brand that's been synonymous with sneakers for decades.
It is, and the guide describes it as a modern take on classic stripes.
Okay.
But what I found really interesting is their partnership with Nike and the inclusion of challenger brands like On and Hoka.
Wait, On and Hoka? Those are performance running shoes.
Yeah.
Not your typical basketball kicks.
Exactly.
That's a pretty big shift for Foot Locker. What's the thinking there?
I think they're recognizing a shift in the footwear landscape. You know, athleisure is huge.
Oh, for sure.
And people want versatility from their sneakers.
Yeah.
So they're not just catering to the hardcore sneakerhead anymore.
So they're going after a wider audience.
Exactly.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just about basketball anymore. We're about style, performance, whatever your active lifestyle demands.
And it's not just a local play either. They're taking this lace-up concept global. Plans for Melbourne, even Delhi.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is.
Shows they're pretty confident in this new direction. Makes you wonder if other big players will follow suit.
It's a trend to watch for sure. Now brace yourself.
Okay.
Because our next stop is a brand that's turned coolers into $1 billion business.
Yeti. I am genuinely curious to see how they translate that like rugged, outdoorsy image.
Into a SoHo flagship. It's quite the juxtaposition.
It is. Their new store is a whopping 6,500 square feet.
Wow.
It might not have the full-blown bar and stage like their Austin flagship,
right?
But it still promises an immersive brand experience.
From what I've heard, it's all about showcasing their craftsmanship and durability.
Yeah?
They're even offering customization options for their drinkware.
It's fascinating how they've really expanded beyond coolers. You know, they've got drinkware bags, apparel.
Yeah.
They've created a whole Yeti lifestyle.
And people are buying into it. It's a testament to the power of good branding.
It is.
They've managed to convince people that a $40 water bottle is worth it.
And it's not just hype. I mean, their products are built to last.
Yeah.
And people are willing to pay for that quality and durability.
It's a lesson for any brand looking to create that premium experience.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a stroll down what the guide calls Canadian Row.
Okay.
First up, Arc'teryx, known for their high-performance outdoor gear.
What sets their Alpha store apart?
This one's all about sustainability and product lifecycle.
Okay.
They've got a Rebird service center for repairs and education.
Oh, cool.
Plus their Regear program for pre-owned items.
So they're encouraging people to fix their gear instead of just throwing it away.
Yeah.
That's pretty refreshing in a world of fast fashion.
It is. It's a smart move, too, considering the growing consumer awareness around sustainability.
Right.
Plus, it just strengthens their brand image as a company that cares about the environment.
Next door is Aritzia.
Okay.
A brand that has just nailed that everyday luxury aesthetic.
They have, the flagship is described as luminous.
Yeah.
With cast iron architecture, marble surfaces.
Ooh, fancy.
And they even have an AOK cafe.
So they're definitely targeting a sophisticated shopper.
They are.
Who appreciates quality and design.
Uh-huh.
But they're also smart about creating a welcoming atmosphere.
Yeah.
That cafe is a great way to encourage people to linger and experience the brand.
It's like they're saying, come for the clothes, stay for the coffee and the good vibes.
And their expansion strategy is impressive.
It is.
They're opening multiple flagships across the U.S.
Yeah, they're aiming to capture that market that wants high-end style, but without the luxury price tag.
It's a clever positioning. They're tapping into that desire for affordable luxury.
Yeah.
Something that feels special but doesn't break the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, for something completely different.
Okay.
Dyson.
Okay.
They're known for their innovative tech.
Yeah, their vacuums are like spaceships.
Right.
What's their SoHo store like?
Well, it's all about hands-on experiences.
I've always been fascinated by their display on the trestle table aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's so simple but effective.
It is.
What's new in this larger format?
Well, the guide mentions even more interactive displays.
Okay.
Plus some quirky new products like headphones with built-in fans.
What?
And an air-chilled face mask.
Air-chilled face mask. That sounds straight out of science fiction.
It does. It's Dyson, though. They're always ahead of the curve when it comes to technology.
Right. They're always pushing boundaries, challenging conventional notions of what's possible.
Exactly.
So from sustainable practices at Arc'teryx to luxurious design at Aritzia and mind-bending tech at Dyson.
Yeah.
Canadian Row is like a microcosm of everything happening in retail right now.
It's incredible how each brand is finding its own way to engage consumers.
Yeah.
But we're not done with SoHo yet.
Okay.
Up next, we're exploring how brands are blurring the lines between retail, art, and entertainment.
I'm ready for the next level of retail immersion. Let's see what SoHo has up its sleeve.
Yeah.
Back in SoHo and ready for more. I feel like this neighborhood is where retail gets really interesting.
Yeah, it's all about pushing boundaries here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, blurring the lines between shopping and experience.
Okay, so less about just buying stuff and more about like the whole vibe.
It's retail as entertainment, basically. And SoHo is the perfect stage for it.
I like that. All right, so first up, Warby Parker, the eyewear brand that's always been a little bit different.
Yeah, they definitely do things their own way.
I mean, they started online, shook up the whole glasses industry.
Right.
Now they're giving their SoHo store an artistic makeover.
Interesting.
So what's the concept?
Well, they're turning it into a permanent art exhibition.
Okay.
Showcasing artists they've featured in their stores over the years.
So it's like a gallery space?
Kind of, but you can also buy glasses.
Right. It's a clever way to differentiate themselves.
It is.
Create a more engaging environment.
Yeah, you're not just going there to buy glasses.
Right, you're going for the experience.
Exactly.
Plus, I love that they've got this mini print vending machine.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in the guide.
$1 for a surprise print.
It's those little touches that make it memorable.
Right. All right, now get ready for a dose of high fashion drama.
Oh, here we go.
We're stepping into the world of Balenciaga.
Balenciaga.
Their SoHo flagship is known for its raw architecture aesthetic, stark concrete walls, exposed pipes, and their luxury products displayed against this like industrial backdrop.
It's definitely a statement.
It is. It's like they're saying this isn't your average luxury store.
Right.
We're here to disrupt and provoke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of disrupting, our next stop is Gentle Monster.
Okay, the Korean eyewear brand.
Yeah, known for their over-the-top installations.
Their SoHo store is described as a constantly evolving spectacle.
Oh, wow.
With large-scale automated art pieces.
It's like stepping into another world.
Right. It's more like an interactive museum. Yeah. Where you happen to be able to buy sunglasses.
Exactly.
I bet it's Instagram heaven.
They've definitely mastered the art of creating those shareable experiences.
Totally. All right. And our final stop in Soho is Purple.
Okay.
A luxury denim brand making their brick and mortar debut.
Interesting. Denim seems like a tough market to break into these days.
It does. What's their angle?
Well, they're really focusing on community and experience.
Okay.
Their Soho space is designed to be a hub complete with a DJ booth and a recording studio.
A recording studio in a denim store.
Yeah, it's unexpected, right?
It is.
But it's all about creating a space where people can connect.
Okay.
Create, be inspired. They're selling a lifestyle.
Right, not just jeans.
Exactly.
Wow, Soho has been a whirlwind of retail innovation.
It has.
From art exhibitions to high fashion drama to interactive installations, it's clear that brands are really pushing the boundaries of what a store can be.
It's not enough to just have great products anymore.
Yeah.
You know, consumers are looking for experiences.
Right, something that engages their senses and emotions.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into NYC's retail scene, one thing really stands out to me, the sheer diversity of approaches.
I agree.
Every brand we've seen is tackling the challenges of today's market,
right,
but in their own unique way.
Exactly. From Amazon's tech-driven approach to Aldi's focus on simplicity and value.
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
So it's all about understanding your target audience and creating an experience that resonates with them.
And that's what these brands are doing. Whether it's sustainability, convenience, or a sense of community, they're finding ways to connect with shoppers on a deeper level.
It's an exciting time to be a consumer, too.
It is.
We have more choices than ever before, and brands are working harder than ever to win our loyalty.
It's a win-win situation, I think.
So as we think about like the future of retail, what kind of shopping experiences do you hope to see?
That's a good question.
What will make you step into a store and say, this is something special?
I think for me, it's about a balance of technology and human connection.
Okay.
I want stores that are personalized and convenient, but also staffed with knowledgeable people who can offer expert advice and create a welcoming atmosphere.
I agree. Technology can definitely enhance the experience, but it shouldn't replace that human element.
Right. That personal touch that makes it memorable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as we conclude our deep dive into the future of retail, let's remember that it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, it's a moving target.
New trends are emerging all the time.
Absolutely.
And the brands that succeed will be the ones who are willing to adapt, innovate, and connect with their customers in meaningful ways.
It's all about connection.
Thanks for joining us on this retail adventure.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep an eye out for the unexpected.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
The future of retail is full of possibilities.
It is.
And we can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Voice of Retail. If you haven't already, follow on your favorite podcast platform so new episodes will land automatically each week. And be sure and check out my other retail industry media properties, the Remarkable Retail Podcast with Steve Dennis and the Global E-Commerce Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Michael LeBlanc, Senior Retail Advisor, Keynote Speaker. If you want more content or chat, follow me on LinkedIn. Safe travels, everyone.